Hi there. Thanks for watching my views and news. Two news stories. First, it seems that Ethiopian forces are consolidating their control of strategic places in Somalia on Somalia-Ethiopia border. Somali news sources are reporting about Ethiopian uh, military's moves to control main airports on Somalia-Ethiopia border on Somalia side of the border. Secondly, was Ethiopian 12th grade exam results. I want to speak a little on that. Let's talk about Ethiopian 12th grade exam result, which was announced last night. Barhano Naga is Ethiopian Minister of Education, a man who was a fighter turned into politician, uh, close to Eritrea in the past, remained close to Eritrea. He fled Ethiopia during TPLF, EPRDF era, returned to Ethiopia after P. Abiy came to power. He ran as opposition politician. His party ran as opposition party, Izima, in election 2021 election, but later he joined the government. He's part of the government now. 2022 election, I think. Barhano Naga is overseeing. He's in charge of Education Ministry. The ministry announced the results of 12th grade exam last night. Uh, Disappointing results. Only 5.4 students obtained pass marks. Pass marks 50%. 405 students sat for this exam. It was conducted online too. And only 36,409 students obtained pass marks, 50%, above 50%. In the Somali region, 21,225 students appeared. Only 261 students passed 12th grade exam. Either the criteria, the bar for passing the exam has been elevated. That is why it is becoming difficult for students to pass this exam, or the overall educational atmosphere has been affected. Educational activities have been affected by different reasons, for different reasons, like security, like climate, like government's less attention. That is why students are not able to meet the criteria. Overall, it's an alarming development that only 5.4% students managed to pass this exam. Uh, the students, 5.4%, will join universities. Some will fail university exams too. How many will manage to complete their education? Big question. While the Ethiopian Prime Minister is celebrating Sovereignty Day, talking about Ethiopian National Defense Force, its capabilities, and that Ethiopia never allowed invaders to seize territories in Ethiopia. Invaders will be destroyed. What about education? Government should focus on education too. Educational emergency should be declared by the government. Security forces, armed groups are the areas. Security sector is the area where jobs are available for students. for youths. They can join military, they can join regional forces, prison police, riot police, strike police, Ola, Fano. But what about other areas which should create jobs for students, which there is less expenditure being the government is focusing less on human capital building. Human capital is the asset of the country, but the government maybe focuses more on infrastructure building, on building forces, on buying weapons, etc. Now, secondly, because Ethiopian forces have taken control of several airports on Somalia-Ethiopia border. On Somalia side of the border, most of Ethiopian contingents deployed in border areas of Somalia are not deployed under ATMOS, Africa Union Transition Mission, but they are deployed under bilateral arrangement between Ethiopian government and Mogadishu government or regional government of Somalia, governments of Somalia. Ethiopian forces have already been in control of airports in southwest state of Somalia. Now in Gaidu as well, they have taken control of several airports reported. Gaidu is in Jobbaland, I think. Here, Ethiopian forces have been seen at 4 airports reported. Lok Airport in Gaidu, Dolo Airport, Bardhire Airport. Bardhire is the administrative capital of Gaidu. Gaba Hariye. At these 4 airports in Gaidu, Ethiopian troops have been seen. What about Bakul? Yes, Ethiopian troops are there too. What about Heran, Gulmudog? Yes, they are there too, but we don't know if they're in control of airports or not. But southwest state, Bakul, Jubbaland, Gaidu, Heran, Gulmudug. Here, Ethiopian troops are expanding their military presence. They are trying to take control of strategic places, taking control of strategic facilities, including airports. Why? Obviously, the reason is likely entry of Egyptian troops. Though the regional states like Southwest State, etc., they won't allow the deployment of Egyptian troops. So I did a video yesterday. I told you about a speech delivered by Abdiaziz Laftagarin, Southwest regional president, who delivered a speech yesterday, and he said that entry of Egyptian troops in Somalia was unfortunate, so he won't allow Egyptian troops in Southwest State. Same will happen in Gaidu too. Same will happen in Heran too, I think. Ethiopian troops want to keep Egyptians as far from Ethiopia-Somalia border as possible. That is why they are expanding their military presence on both sides of the border. I have been updating you about Ethiopian military movements in Somali region on Ethiopia side of the border. But on Somalia side too, they are deploying more troops, building more bases, sending more troops, and taking control of strategic places. Hassan Sheikh government is in Mogadishu. Can it implement its decisions sitting in Mogadishu? Decisions about the southwest state, about Gaidu, about Heran, difficult for Hassan Sheikh government. The Hassan Sheikh government a few months ago announced the closure of Ethiopian consulates in Puntland and Somaliland. Both consulates are still open. Hassan Sheikh government could not implement its decision. Why? Because Puntland, Somaliland both refused to accept Mogadishu government's decision. Now, when Mogadishu government is inviting Egyptian troops who are already arriving there, kicking out Ethiopian troops, will Mogadishu government be able to push Ethiopian troops out of southwest state, out of Gaidu, out of Heran, Gulmudug? That remains to be seen. Difficult for the central government to implement these decisions in these bordering states on Ethiopia Somalia border. Thanks for watching.